coast to coast, direct from Austin. You're listening to the Alex Jones Broadcasting Network.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
All right, Bella, thank you for holding so long. We had multiple guests on. I wanted to get you on air, so here we are. Bella in Missouri, what is your take on the situation in Ferguson? I know that's what you called in about.
It is. I lived in Florissant, drove West Florissant many times. Missouri is known for its hospitality, and I'd like to apologize for the whole state for what's going on.
Oh, come on. It's not your fault or the state's fault. This is the climate in America. This is what's happened.
I came from a very respected political family. However, it was a yellow dog Democrat family. But you and InfoWars helped educate me to see, and now I'm a Tea Party.
That's awesome.
Well, my gosh, I can't believe what's going on. I used to campaign for Senator Jerry Litton when I was 13. Governor Mel Carnahan was my mentor. So this is personal. And God bless you. But I do want to tell you something that is important. I know a lot of people think that the supernatural is just absolutely nuts, but whatever. I am a Fae. My bloodline goes back to 36 AD in Ireland. I was Irish royalty, or my relatives were, so I do have the sight. And so I cannot tell you how relieved I was to hear you were not going to be there in Ferguson.
So you're saying your gut thinks something would have happened to me if I went?
Alex, I'm a Fae. What do you think?
Well, I know I knock on wood and stuff like that, but I trust in God's providence, so if it's time for me to go, it's time for me to go. Quite frankly, it sounds like a vacation to go. It'd kind of be interesting, and I would love to be able to go ask the questions I wanted to ask and get stuff done. And I was talking about going last week. It's just I have so much to do here running this whole operation. That's why I hired reporters. And I've gone out and been in stuff like this in New York when the police were arresting thousands, and I've been arrested in demonstrations in New York, Austin, you name it. So I'm not afraid to go to this. I've been at the DNC, you name it. As some of the trolls have said, I almost pulled my reporters completely out, and they all wanted to go back. And so I said, okay. It's just such a mess. And the whole thing is upsetting, but I appreciate your call and your kind words and your 6 cents. Let's talk to Chris in Florida. Chris, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Well, Alex, you had two callers mention the problem with the Federal Reserve, and we shouldn't wait for our politicians to do something about it. We should, as Max Kaiser was saying on your June 6, 2013 show, resort to our only sanctuary, alternatives to commerce, like the Bristol pound that he mentioned, which is the most ideal community currency of which I know in existence. That's in Bristol, UK, and it can also be used to pay local business taxes. The mayor of Bristol is accepting.
Isn't there an island off England, too, called Guernsey or something, where they, for hundreds of years, have had their own currency?
Yes, the Guernsey experiment. That's worked out well.
This stuff really works out well, and really that is the ultimate revolution is economic. That's why they want to ban lemonade stands and farmers markets. The big corporations know what they're doing. They don't want us doing local commerce. They don't want us supporting local media or independent media. Literally, our lifestyles, where we live, the neighborhoods we build. I mean, listen, gay people took over the rainbow. It used to belong to Lucky Charms and, leprechauns and, magic. And they took that over, have their own neighborhoods, all that stuff. Why can't liberty lovers build their own culture, their own society by pretty much exclusively supporting each other? And I think that's a model of victory. And you're right, community currencies, cryptocurrencies, stay there. I'm going to come back to you to talk about solutions. Because I don't want to just sit here and complain about all this. We've got a lot of police chiefs and sheriffs waking up. We've got a lot of police waking up. 10 years ago, I would just bash the police because I was mad how they were being unconstitutional. Then I realized how they're being manipulated, how the funding, how they're recruited for good reasons, then twisted. You know, Serpico's talked about that on the show, so we're going to discuss it. Stay there, Chris.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.
Making the right decisions is a challenge to investors. Are we going to see economic growth, slide into a recession, or at worst, depression? Hi, Ted Anderson from Midas Resources. We all know when a company acts irresponsibly, divesting ourselves in a move towards safety is prudent. When the market becomes volatile, U.S. Treasuries are a safe haven. But what do you do when the U.S. government overextends itself and spends beyond its means? Many investors are turning toward gold as a common-sense alternative to traditional paper investments. Midas Resources has put together a powerful book titled 10 Reasons to Own Gold, discussing costs, benefits, risks, featuring full-color illustrations, weights, and measures. The book is free and can be yours by calling 800-686-2237. Paper investments are dwarfed by gold's 6,000-year history. Discover how gold may be right for you and your IRA by calling 800-686-2237. Whether buying or it's time for you to sell, the book is free. Call 800-686-2237.
The human body is extraordinary. Despite all the stresses we inflict upon it, it still works hard to stay in balance. Thousands upon thousands of people rely upon Heart and Body Extract to help their body stay balanced. This excellent 100% natural herbal formula helps maintain healthy blood pressure levels, cleans arteries, promotes good circulation, balances cholesterol, and more. HB Extract, paired with healthy lifestyle choices like good nutrition and exercise, can give you a life free of pain, sickness, and fear. Recapture your youthful vitality and experience your body healing itself with the aid of HB Extract. It's extremely effective and it starts working in just days. Visit hbextract.com to learn more and to read scores of testimonials from satisfied customers. And we've never increased our price in over 10 years. That makes Heart and Body Extract as great a value now as it was the first day we sold it. A healthy heart is a happy heart. Call 866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Our reporters are very close to another police shooting. And we don't know the details because the police are obviously in control of the whole situation and have circled the wagons in Ferguson. And you could just feel, I mean, I said this a month ago on air, the next big shooter drop would be a race riot and provocateuring. You could see the White House, see MSNBC, see CNN, hear all the hype, the Ford Foundation, the open borders. There's a live Fox helicopters, St. Louis City Police shoot, kill, knife-wielding suspect. And as much burning and looting as I've seen, it's very possible somebody was dumb enough to wield a knife at cops. And come nighttime, I think things are going to explode. I don't know. I might have to go up there. Just to see this for myself and to try to stop it if I can. People say, oh, how are you going to stop it? Well, if we all sit back and think we can't stop it, then we won't stop it. But they've primed a race war in this country. They got the borders wide open. They've got the cops all in a militarized blockhead mode. You got a bunch of knockout game trash coming into the area to have fun. The cops won't go after them when they're burning stuff down. Instead, they're going to be gunning down whacked out of their mind angry people. And you know there's a lot of guns in that community. The police have reportedly already been shot at. Who knows if that's true? It's probably true. That usually happens in these riots. What doesn't ever happen is cops attacking the media. This is unbelievable. And it just shows how this country is so screwed up. I've seen riots in Brazil, riots in Nigeria, the film footage over the decades and recently, and the horses will ride right by and run over people, or they'll shoot rubber bullets at a crowd, and they don't mess with the reporters. A, because you don't want to turn the media against you. B, you can't ever stop the reporters from getting the info out. It makes them want to show up even more. I found people really aren't even cowards on average. They're lazy. And when you make something personal with people, that's why Biggs and all them want to stay and don't want to leave. They're not going to be run off. In fact, I predict, even though I've told him not to do it, that Biggs is going to really pull some stuff tonight. Not bad stuff, but I mean, he is going to be crawling around on the ground in the bushes and, you know, in the drainage pipes, you know, in the manholes. I mean, just the whole 9 yards. And Civil war will be like a big game. It'll be a big, exciting war. And men like to fight and kill. I mean, let's just get down to it at the end of the day. And that's what we're designed to know how to do. And it just becomes a big game. The cops are going to have fun. We're going to have fun. I mean, I'm not going to have fun. I'm saying the liberty movement. I mean, isn't this what the cops signed up for? You signed up for a war. You want one. The globalists are going to give you one. A big, nice civil war in America. Disgusting. And that's why I'm so upset today. I can feel the doom. I can feel it. It's not depression. I don't get depressed. It's like watching a train wreck in slow motion that's pointless and wrecks things. And I care about the protesters. I can't stand the manipulated looters, the cops. Day one, 2 days into this, when I'm going to your calls, when the police had stopped the looters, I said, let's let them do the investigation, find out what happened with this 18-year-old Brown. The police are protecting the businesses. Good job. They weren't acting like thugs to the reporters that were there. And so I said, let's, back an investigation until we see that they, do an investigation. And if it's a bad investigation, then they're covering it up and they're wrong. But riots aren't going to help anything. That'll only help the power structure. So let's support what the police are doing so far. Then they act like total crazy third world. I mean, the third world cops don't act like this. This is mental illness. Pointing guns at Josh Owens, arresting Washington Post reporters, on power trips, in military outfits. I mean, it's just part of the mental illness in this country. A bunch of fake macho twits. And the minute you did that, then it gave the thugs the moral high ground. They were able to come in and displace the reasonable demonstrators. And this thing was set up for the makings of riots all over the country the minute that happened. And now the feds are there. They've been there for at least a week. And the stuff's getting a lot worse. It is the feds directing all of this. They've been directing it. They're undoubtedly directing the new Black Panther Party, who's been caught working for the feds before. It is a recipe for disaster. Chris, go ahead and make your point from Florida.
Oh, continuing, I don't currently know of any example where the establishment is attacking community currencies or other alternative forms of commerce to the Fed, because it's not pretending to be currency. It's time-denominated, and it's protected by the same laws that prohibit counterfeiting of, say, tickets for movies, concerts, and sporting events, or coupons, gift certificates, or other negotiable instruments. And so if we can allow, once a community currency is popular enough, we can go to our city councils, county commissions, and asked them, well, since you're always crying poor, you're raising our rates on utilities, et cetera, charging fees to go into public lands. Well, how about you allow your public employees to opt in to be paid a certain percentage, as they have in Bristol in the UK, and then they can receive another percentage of pay as an incentive. So that keeps their loyalty local where it belongs, rather than being bought off by the federales